Hello guys and welcome back to the channel, and today I'll be predicting the 2021 Miami Dolphins NFL schedule. And if you didn't already know, I'll be predicting each and every team's NFL schedule before the regular season starts in September. And if you want to see all those videos, click in the description down below for the playlist, or click in the eye icon right now if you want to see all of them. And since schedules overlap between games, especially in the same division, I'll be trying to get them accurate. Let's say the Patriots play the Dolphins, and I already predicted the Patriots schedule. I'll be trying to get the same result when I'm predicting the Dolphins schedule. But I'll try to get the result right, but if I don't get the score right, it doesn't really matter too much. And let's get into it. So first off, the Patriots are playing the Miami Dolphins in New England week 1. This is similar to last year's game, but both teams are looking different, mainly New England. I'm saying this at the beginning. Miami's season is going to depend very much on Tua's performance. You can see last season, Tua didn't play like horrible, like other quarterbacks did last season, but he didn't play great. He certainly played worse than Fitzpatrick. And now that Fitzpatrick is gone and he can't come in if Tua's playing bad, I think that happened a couple times last season. Tua played bad, Fitzpatrick came in, he tried a little, but now Tua's on his own completely. And I feel like this season, Tua's going to have an okay season, just to say it right now. He's not going to have great, not going to have horrible. He's going to have a mediocre season. And with that being said, I still think they're going to lose to New England week 1, but I believe they're going to split games. So week 1, they're going to lose to New England. 24-21, I said. I think it's going to be a close game, closer than last season, because that game Fitzpatrick played bad. And if Tua has an okay game, they might be able to win it. But I feel like Tua is going to, his first game, he's going to have a mediocre game. He might throw a pick or two. And both teams have very strong defense. And even though Miami's offense might be a little better, I feel like Tua's going to screw up a little. And he might cause a turnover, which will allow Cam Newton, or I think Cam Newton's probably going to start week 1 to get an easy touchdown or two, since New England's offense isn't too great, but it improved. But still, I think turnover is going to cost Tua the game, and New England will take the win 24-21. Alright, so next is against the Buffalo Bills, and I think it's going to be like a similar result to what happened last season. Like, I know last season, on the final week, the Miami Dolphins needed that win to make the playoffs, and they got blown out, basically. Even with the Buffalo, bench warmers in for a little, they still got blown out. And I just feel like they're going to lose again this week. The Bills, they're just such a strong team. I don't see many teams beating them. If you check my schedule predictions for the Bills, I had them going 14-3 or 15-2. I forgot exactly what I had them going. But they're a very powerful team, and I feel like Dolphins could compete with them if Tua played very well. I know it's not entirely Tua's fault, but quarterback's one of the biggest positions on the team. But the Bills are all around a good team. The Dolphins, they have some holes in their team, and even if they were a good team, just the Bills are even better. That's the problem. The Bills are going to beat them 31-22. I think they're going to score some points to begin with. They're going to take a lead. Then the Dolphins are going to have a small comeback, but then the Bills are going to score to put the game away. And the Dolphins might get a touchdown in garbage time or a field goal. So 31-20 loss for the Miami Dolphins. So they start the season off 0-2, which is not looking great. But last season they started off the season pretty well, but they made a comeback towards the middle and the end, but they fell short. But they're playing the Raiders, and last season Fitzpatrick made that amazing throw against the Raiders to save them the game. Now Fitzpatrick isn't there, but I still think they'll beat the Raiders. The Raiders, I don't think they're going to do very well. They might have a mediocre season, but, every season they have a chance to make the playoffs. Towards the end, they choke it away, and they don't make it. I think, similarly, the Dolphins are going to beat them, get their first win this season. I believe they'll win 21-10. I just think their defense is going to stop Derek Carr's. And then on defense, the Raiders, they're horrible. So Tua will be able to get a couple of touchdowns. Jalen Waddle, he might be able to get a touchdown or two this game. I believe he already scored his first touchdown by then. But still, I think he'll have a nice game. Tua will have some nice game. And Derek Carr's offense won't be able to get anything done, only getting a touchdown and a field goal. So the first win of the Dolphins season is a 21-10 victory in Vegas against the Raiders. Okay, next is against the Colts. Now this, I don't know who's gonna really win this. It could go either way. Both teams are good. Both teams have good defenses. Colts has better, in my opinion. Both teams have good offenses. I think Colts may have a slightly better offense, but even if you have good offense or good defense, it just depends how you play that game. And I feel like the Carson Wentz is gonna have a bad game, but Tua is gonna play good and he'll secure the victory for the Miami Dolphins. Like I said, mediocre season for Tua. Some games he'll do good, some games he'll do bad, but mainly he'll have pretty good games. He'll do just enough to get the victory. It's gonna be a close, hard-fought battle. It's gonna be low scoring since both teams have good defenses. I think the Dolphins will win 14-10 in Miami against Indianapolis Colts. Okay, next is versus Brady and the Buccaneers. The Dolphins don't really like Brady, so they'll play extra hard to beat him. I hope. Well, I don't really hope, but I think they will. But, Brady against the Dolphins, he's been pretty good against them, but usually every season, for some reason, since I'm a Patriots fan, it hurts. We choke against them last week, like in the cup, whenever we play them in Miami, usually we just choke against them and we lose. But since it's in Tampa Bay and Brady's there, the Florida rivalry is going to go to Tom Brady. Just the Buccaneers, I have them making the Super Bowl right now in my early predictions video. You can probably find that on my channel also. It's pretty recent. But I just feel like this Buccaneers team is going to be almost unstoppable. Like, of course, every team loses 1 or 2 games in the season. But if we played every game just based on how ranked this team is, just not like an individual performance that game, this team would probably go almost undefeated, maybe lose to one team. But yeah, the Buccaneers offense, very good. Defense, one of the best in the league. Miami's defense is pretty good. Offense is okay. And, the Buccaneers, Brady, their team is just way too good. I know I keep repeating that, but it's just true. And with that, I said they're going to get the victory. And they're going to beat the Dolphins with ease, I believe. I think they're going to win. Let's see. It's going to be not too close, maybe 2-possession game. I'm saying 31-17. Buccaneers beat the Dolphins. If there's going to be upset this season, I could see this as being one of the upsets, mainly because, the Dolphins sometimes upset Brady, like I said. But other than that, I don't see the Dolphins winning this game. But the chance of upset, I would say it's less than 5% in this game. Alright, next, the Dolphins travel to London to play the Jaguars. The Jaguars, I think they usually play a game in London, but the problem is most teams, I'm pretty sure they get a bye week after their London game, but this time they don't. But luckily they're playing the Falcons next week, so bye week's probably not even necessary. But the Jaguars, they're in sort of rebuild mode. They got Trevor Lawrence, one of the best college prospects in the recent years. But rookies, they don't always play so well. We saw that with Tua. But I feel like it's going to be a battle of young quarterbacks. And I think even though Trevor Lawrence might have a better game, which I don't know if that'll happen. Actually, I think Tua will have a better game. It's going to be close, though. The Jaguars' defense isn't too great. Their offense in general isn't too great. So Trevor might get some things done, but if his wide receivers aren't really getting open, his running backs aren't playing well. They have a good running back core now that they drafted ETNA. I don't think they should have. I think they should have just drafted someone else since they need help in other parts of the field. But still, I think the Dolphins will still win regardless. Just the Jaguars, they're not a good team still. They did get Trevor Lawrence, huge improvement. He'll get maybe them 1 or 2 or 3 extra victories, but still, I don't have that team going above 6 wins. I had the Jaguars losing this game easily. I had them losing, and let's see, 34-10. Miami Dolphins beat Jaguars in London, which is not going to be fun for all the London Jaguars fans to see them every year go to London and get beaten. Actually, I think they won a few times, but usually that's when they play bad teams. But this team, Dolphins team, isn't that bad. It's actually pretty good. So victory 34-10 in London against the Jaguars. Okay, next, coming from London, so they have some difficulties because of jet lag and stuff against the Falcons. But I don't think that's really going to affect them, since these are professional NFL players. Even though jet lag may affect them, they're still pros at what they do, and they're going to easily beat the Falcons. Falcons defense is way too weak. Their offense is looking really good right now, but if they trade away Julio, that's going to be big. like downside, but I'm making the schedule based on if Julio's still playing or still on the team and doesn't get traded. Right now it's looking like the Patriots or 49ers will be favorites, but we'll see how that goes. As a Patriots fan, I want it really to happen, but I don't know if Bill will be able to trade through. But still, like I said, bad defense. I think Tua's going to exploit that. Jalen Waddle's going to have a really nice game. It's going to be more of an offensive battle, but the Dolphins defense is pretty good, but I think they'll be able to get a couple touchdowns in. I feel like this is still going to be a two-possession game. I give it 28-17 victory for the Miami Dolphins. Maybe Calvin Ridley or like Kyle Pitts will get a touchdown or two. But other than that, I don't have much happening for the Falcons offense. And on defensive wise, I think the Dolphins will get a couple turnovers, turn the tide around. Tua will get a couple easy touchdowns. Maybe a field goal or two if they don't convert. But still, 28-17 victory for the Miami Dolphins. Alright, now let me do a record check. They've lost 2 games and they won 5. So they're 5-2 going into the almost midway point of the season. Not that they're 18 games. The midpoint is actually 18 weeks. The midpoint is actually week 9. Yeah, week 9. All right, now against the Buffalo Bills in Buffalo in Orchard Park, and this is gonna be another loss for the Miami Dolphins. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think they're gonna be able to beat the Bills this year both times. Like I said, Bills is such a good team. Probably one of the favorites to make the Super Bowl. Like I said, I had them going 14-3. Won't see them losing much games to teams in the AFC East. They're not gonna lose against any team in the AFC East, undefeated in the division again. And yeah, basically, even if Tua plays well, they have to stop Josh Allen and the Bills' offense, which is also going to be hard. But also, it's probably even harder that Tua will play well against the Bills, since both times he's played against them, it hasn't ended up well. Or I think he's only played against him once, but either way, it didn't end up well. I have the Bills taking this victory 24-10. It's going to be, was that closer than last game? Yeah, it's closer to, no, it's going to be, I don't really know. It's going to be worse than the last game. I just feel like with them knowing how like Tua's play style is again, they're gonna scout in advance for that, and you're gonna what is that called? I forgot what it's called. Practice for that game, exploit his weaknesses. That might get them a couple more extra points in the lead, but still, the Dolphins are gonna fall to the Bills. They're not gonna beat them this season, and I would doubt they'll beat them next season unless something big happens to either team. Oh, I'm sorry, I meant loss. 24-10. All right, next is the Texans at Dolphins. Let me get this one quickly. Texans are losing. They could really possibly go 0-16, especially if Deshaun Watson doesn't play. The Texans could very possibly go 0-16. That Texans team is not good at all. They're horrible, just putting that out there. And Deshaun Watson, doubts him getting traded. He could play, but I don't really know if he would play. There's a lot of drama going on with his lawsuits and stuff, but I haven't heard much of it recently, so maybe that's coming to a close. Or maybe they're just not reporting it, so who knows. But still, the Dolphins are going to get a blowout victory. I have them winning 47-3 in this game. No, 41-3, sorry, in this game. Yeah, the Texans team, I feel bad for them, sort of. They made the playoffs 2 years ago, almost beat the Chiefs, and now they've fallen to only competent player on the team is Deshaun Watson. Oh, I meant victory. Okay, next is the Baltimore Ravens at the Miami Dolphins on Thursday Night Football. This game, I have it very close. Going to be down to the wire, but I just feel like it's going to be the Dolphins won't contain Lamar Jackson. It's going to be high. It's going to be offensive battle, but I think the Ravens will win the offensive battle. Sorry, I saw Bills on the schedule and I messed it up, but Ravens are going to win this offensive battle game. I feel like it's going to be a 34-28 victory for the Baltimore Ravens. High scoring, a lot of touchdowns. Defense will clutch up in the end for the Ravens. They'll get a pick off Tua in the remaining seconds to seal the victory. And yeah, I don't really know what to say about that. Most people know the Ravens. They're a pretty good team. Lamar, he needs some weapons. Yeah, of course, that's true. But I think even last season with that much weapons, they made it to the AFC divisional round. I forgot who they get. I don't think I got somebody. I might have forgot his name. Or even if they don't, I still have them winning this game. Even with Lamar on his own, with Hollywood Brown, still think they can win this game. So a loss for Miami, 34-28. Okay, now we're seeing the Jets. And yeah, the Jets, even with Zach Wilson, even with the people they got in the draft, they're still not going to be a good team. They're going to be better. They're not going to go 2-14 or whatever they went last year. I believe they're going to at least get 4 or 5 wins. But they're still going to be in sort of rebuild mode. I don't think they'll fully tank this season, but they'll still be in rebuild. Zach Wilson, I think he'll have trouble against Miami defense. I feel like he's going to make some mistakes, throw some interceptions, and that's going to be the big part of the game. Just turnovers and Tua on the Dolphins offense capitalizing off them. Even if he doesn't make much turnovers, I don't see the Jets winning this regardless. I have the Dolphins winning 28-13 against the New York Jets. Maybe in garbage time they'll get a touchdown, and usually throughout the game teams get field goals, even if they're not playing so well. So 28-13 victory for the Dolphins. All right, now going to Week 12 against some Carolina Panthers. Now this Panthers team, I don't really know what to say about them. They're probably not making the playoffs, but it depends on Sam Darnold. If he plays like he did, he's on the Jets, this Panthers team is not going to do well, and they're probably going to regret not getting Justin Fields. But if he plays even mediocre, or like some of the flashes we've seen in him, then this Panthers team could easily get 7 or 8 wins. I know they have some big holes in their team, and they need some better defensive players. They can't get Caleb Farley. I forget who they got. They got one cornerback. I don't know his name, but he was a good one of the best ones in the draft. But that helps their team, but they still need some holes. There's some holes in the offense and defense, and I think the Dolphins are going to exploit that. Dolphins are a pretty built, well-rounded team. Not like fully like most teams, of course, but still, they're going to exploit the Panthers' holes, and they're going to get this victory. I have them winning 24-13 against the Panthers. Even if Christian McCaffrey plays well, I feel like they'll still, like, one player usually can't just control the whole game, especially if they're a running back, because they don't have much influence on the defense, and plus if they're passing the ball, I know Christian McCaffrey is a good receiving back, but if he's the only one getting open, usually running backs don't go too deep down the field, so they won't be gaining much yards. Alright, next versus the other New York team, the New York Giants, and I think it's going to be a similar story to what happened with the Jets. But I think it'll be a little closer since I think the Giants are the better team. Daniel Jones, not good. I know Giants fans might get angry, but realistically, he's not good quarterback. He needs to prove himself this season, otherwise that pick is going to be a big bust. But I know the Giants team, they have Evan Ingram. He didn't deserve to be on the Pro Bowl, but maybe this season he'll have a rebound season. He'll actually start catching the balls instead of dropping them. But I don't really know. I didn't really study the Giants team very much, but I know they weren't that great since they only had 6 wins last season. I don't know much about their defense. I know their offense has some good players. They have Saquon back, but he's a little injury prone, so who knows what will happen by then. Their O-lineman from last 2020's draft was kind of a bust. Maybe he'll make a comeback this season, who knows. This year they got Kadarius Toney, which not many people liked. But they have Kenny Galladay also, but he's aging. But he'll be good for a couple more seasons. And it just factors into Daniel Jones. Like, you can have the best receivers, but if your quarterback can't throw the ball to them without committing turnovers, then it won't be good. And I think the Dolphins are going to win this game with ease. A little closer, like I said. I have it 21-12 victory for the Miami Dolphins. Okay, now it's their bye week. It's going to be week 14 is their bye week, pretty late bye week. And it's the same bye week as the Patriots, I believe. I think this season the bye weeks can go up to 14 and they start at week 6. I think. I don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure what it is. That's what it is. Okay, coming from their bye week, they're playing the Jets again. Like I said, I already explained the Jets. It's going to be, I think this game will be better because I think Zach Wilson won't commit as much turnovers. But I think the Jets defense is going to completely fail this game. Jets offense is going to do a little bit better, but Jets defense is going to be even worse because Tua will have time to improve, scout their team, practice upon it. But Zach Wilson's going to have a better game, but the Jets defense is going to have a worse game. I have 35-24 20 victory for the Miami Dolphins. Oh shoot, sorry for that. Clicked the wrong button. Okay, now versus the Saints. The Saints team, I think I explained in a couple other videos, it's not completely different, but it's a big difference from when they had Drew Brees. Drew Brees, he might have not had the strongest arm this last couple of seasons or the best deep accuracy, but he was consistent. He could throw good passes. He could make the right reads most of the time. He knew when to, he knew the plays. He could, read, repeating stuff, yeah, but his reads were good. His throws were good. And he had pretty good, supporting cast around him. He had Michael Thomas. I think he was injured for most of the season, but still, Emmanuel Sanders. And they had Alvin Kamara, which is one of the best running backs in the league. And I think even with all this, I think the fact that Jameis Winston's starting, I know now that he's out of the Buccaneers offense, he might be less turnovers, but he's still, I think, going to be sort of a turnover machine. Maybe not as much as 30 interceptions, but still not going to be much better. These interceptions, like I said, Tua's going to capitalize off them. The Miami Dolphins defense might even get a touchdown off them, and this will be easy for Tua to score. A bad day for the Saints defense, getting backed up to their own side of the field many times. I think Jameis Winston might have 2 to 3 picks this game. I know I might be exaggerating Jameis Winston's turnovers. I just feel like when he plays against good defenses like the Dolphins, especially with Xavier Howard, which led the league in picks last year, I feel like he's going to be a nightmare for him. It's going to be a pretty easy win for the Dolphins. I have them winning 28 to 10. Alright, now we're to the Titans. This is going to be a difficult game for the Dolphins. The Titans are one of the, I wouldn't say best, but they're a very strong team in the AFC. And I can see the Titans coming 3rd or 4th seed. The Dolphins could make the playoffs, I think, if they win these next couple games. But I have the Dolphins losing here still. I just feel like this Titans team, even now that they got a couple of other pieces on defense, is going to be pretty good. Probably have them 12 or 10, 13 wins for the Titans, but you have to see my Titans video when it comes out to see the exact result, since I actually haven't predicted it, but going off my first-hand guess. I don't really know their strength of schedule and stuff, but still have the Titans winning this game, mainly because, Derrick Henry's their offense. And if Tannehill's a pretty good quarterback, it's going to be sort of like a revenge game. Tannehill's old team. What has it become? And they also have A.J. Brown. He's showed himself to be one of the best receivers. A really good pick from the Titans. I wish my Patriots took either DK Metcalf or A.J. Brown instead of N'Keal Harry, but Bill Belichick didn't listen to his advisors. But he's a good coach, so I guess it evens out. But still, let's focus on this. The Titans are going to win this game. They're just going to use their ground and pound. I feel like some games Derrick Henry does bad, but most of the games he does good. The Titans are going to keep on using him. Even if that doesn't work, they can pass it a little. On defense, I think Tua is going to have a pretty good game since Titans secondary, even with their new addition, Caleb Farley, I think, is going to be not so great because cornerbacks actually take time to develop, so you can't really tell how good they're doing the first 1 or 2 seasons because you don't hear about most rookie cornerbacks. Most of the cornerbacks you hear about are veterans or already playing for a couple good seasons. And with that, I think it's going to be sort of high scoring, but the Titans are still going to win by 2 possessions. I have them winning 35-21 against the Miami Dolphins. Alright, now versus the Patriots for the last week. I think whoever wins this game is going to be the 7th or 7th seed for the playoffs. Whoever wins this game. And like I said before, I have the Miami Dolphins winning this game. Miami Dolphins at home. They usually beat the Patriots. And I think, they'll continue this streak. It's been happening for the last couple of years. I think the last 2 or 3 years. It'll keep on happening for the next couple, I believe. It's just sort of like a thing that always happens. Patriots beat them at home. Well, Patriots beat them when they're at home. Miami beats them when they're at home. And I have them winning 17-14. Low scoring game. 2 good defenses. Miami's offense is okay. Patriots' offense is We'll just have to see if Cam Newton plays or Mac Jones if he's in by now. And if the Patriots get Julio, I maybe could see this game going to the Patriots, since even if Cam Newton doesn't make the greatest throws, Julio's a really good receiver, so he might be able to make a couple of catches. He might be able to turn the game around. But this, like I said before, this is based on if no trades happen since whenever this video was made. I think it was made May 23rd. So from May 23rd onwards, no trades. So I have the Dolphins winning 17-14. This might put the Dolphins in the playoffs. I don't know the exact way the things work, but I think in my predictions video, you can, like I said, you can check that out. Whoever won this game made the playoffs, and I think the Dolphins won this game, and they win in this game and I feel like this will be just enough to put the Dolphins in the playoffs. All right, so their final record is, let me tally it up, 11-6. So I believe this will either be the 7th or 6th seed, and they'll come second in the division, right above the Patriots by like one game, since I have the Patriots going 10-7. And yeah, the Dolphins, pretty solid team. Depends on Tua. If Tua plays really well, like up to his full potential he saw in college, I could see them beating the Patriots in week 1 and maybe the Colts in week 4. Or I think possibly maybe the Ravens, but I doubt it, since this game mainly I had them losing because of their defense, because their offense still played pretty well to put up 28 points. But yeah, thanks for watching. Remember to check out my other schedule videos in the description below, and I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.